Unwinding after a long and stressful day is particularly difficult for many people. The Mad Men had their after-work martinis, but these days, psychologists suggest what they call boundary work, routines and rituals to help you leave work behind at the end of the day. Here to explain is WSJ work and family columnist Sue Schellenbarger. Sue, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Tanya.
Sue, what makes the after-work blues particularly hard for some people to shake? Is it the fatigue that tends to make everything seem worse?
It does. There's two things going on. A lot of people in stressful jobs have had stress hormones coursing through their system all day, and add fatigue to that, and it's kind of like tossing lighter fluid on a fire, as one stress coach said. The other thing is we as humans tend to recall and ruminate on negative experiences, and when we're so worn down, we default to that practice, which just makes us more blue.
That does not sound great. So, Sue, experts say that those who can really take a break and not think about work at all in the evening tend to be a little happier, but that sounds easier said than done. How do we get there?
It's best to think of this in three stages. Callie Williams Yost, an author, just describes it as the leaving work stage, where you set the stage to try to leave in a positive frame of mind. The commute home is the second stage, and the arrival home is the third. And if you think about it that way and what triggers stress or bad feelings in each of those phases, it's a good way to start the attack.
It is a good way to break it down. Let's start with leaving the office. What kinds of rituals are helpful here?
Well, research shows that feelings of competence automatically put you in a better mood, and some people actually set up their calendars to evoke those feelings. One woman had 30 minutes she set aside at the end of each day just to catch up, finish important tasks, made her feel better. Other people set aside the old to-do list, which never is done, and instead list what they accomplished during the day. Some people just try to relax with deep breathing rituals or visualizing themselves putting the job in a box and closing the lid. Whatever works for you. This is a very individual kind of endeavor.
I like the to-do list, or what you've accomplished and what you still need to do. Just put it down on paper so you don't have to think about it anymore.
Exactly. Just free your mind.
Get it out of your head. But Sue, what about the commute? Because this is the part of the day that can really compound the stress for some people, right? So what should we try here?
There's a lot of research that's been done on this recently, interestingly enough. If you can, take public transit. Studies show that the train and the bus, it's a better place to relax and unwind and do activities that actually create some psychological distance from the job. Physical exercise, of course, really helps. Add more time if possible. Give yourself a little more time to get home so you don't have to race for the bus. Play a video game. If you do have to drive, maybe vary your route from time to time so you see new and interesting sights and sounds. Other people have actual rituals. One woman, when she crossed the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, imagined herself entering a new realm, the entirely new realm of her family. And another guy always went in through the front door of his house because to him this was a symbolic step into a new realm of life.
Those are all good. I can definitely attest to the fact that driving can be stressful, though my husband was very cranky this morning in all the traffic. So. And finally, the re-entry to family life can be a shock to the system when kids run up to you, they're screaming about this or that. So how can we ease into it?
This is the arsenic hour for sure in many households. And if your kids race up to you with all these demands and excitement, if they're old enough, you can reason with them and say, I need 10 or 15 minutes. I'll be back with you then. I know many parents who are able to do this over time. They simply teach their kids to expect that. Others, maybe even with younger kids, you can tell them, you will have 15 minutes of one-on-one time with me as soon as I have a chance to change my clothes or get dinner on the table. Right. In other cases, you just need to plan time to detach. It's okay to read your email if you need to do that in order to free your mind up. But watching a movie, reading a novel, anything that puts that psychological distance between you and the office will work.
All right, Sue, all great advice. I'm going to give some of it a try this evening. Thank you so much for that.